Hiya, this is a short video tutorial to help you get started learning the piece Happy Day from the Grade 1 Associated Board Syllabus 2019 to 2020. I'm going to play it to you hands together first with dynamics and articulation, and then I'll break it down for you hands separately and into smaller sections. So while I'm playing this for you for the first time, I'd like you just to try and follow the music along as best you can. Okay, here we go. Sounds like this. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I really like this piece. I think it's a really nice one from the syllabus. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the right hand first, and I'll break it down into sections, just following the phrase markings in the music. So the phrase markings are the curved lines above the notes. Okay, so, sorry, my cat is scratching and meowing at me. Okay, so the first phrase, it goes like this. You need to put your third finger on the B above middle C, and the first phrase is literally 4 notes to play, and those notes are B, D, B, G. Okay, so that goes like this. Then the next phrase, keeping your hands in this position, are going to be A, G, B flat, G, A, G, B flat, and then back to the G. So it's a slightly longer phrase, and it goes like this. Okay, so those are the first 2 phrases. What I suggest is just practicing each phrase on its own and then repeating them until you feel comfortable enough to carry on. Here's the third phrase. So we're still on the first line. So the third phrase starts the same as the first phrase. So those notes are B, D, B, G, just as a reminder. Then after that, there are 4 more notes to this phrase. You're going to cross over with the second finger onto the F sharp, back to the G with the thumb, onto the G sharp with your index finger, and then onto the A with the thumb. So if I just play that third phrase for you, it's going to go like this. Okay, so then what I suggest is playing the whole of that first line from the start to the end, nice and slowly. Again, still remembering to break it down into those sections to help you. I'm on to line 2 now. So the first phrase of line 2, so this is bar 5, it's exactly the same as the first phrase in bar 1. Then moving on to the second phrase on the second line, so bar 5 into bar 6, again that's exactly the same as bars 1 to 2. So I'll just play bars 5 to 6 for you now. They go like this. Bars 7 and 8, what you will have to do is do a little shift down to the left, so your thumb is going to end up on the E. Then after you've played the E, so we're on bar 7 now, after you've played the E, you go to the G with the index finger, then the A, G, up to the B flat, I'd use your 4th finger for that, back to the G, A, G. Okay, so those 8 notes will sound like this. Moving on to the third line, bars 9 and 10 are exactly the same, and they have 5 notes in them each. You're going to move your thumb back up to the G, then it follows A, G, B flat, G, like this. Okay, so you're going to have to play that twice, once for bar 9 and once for bar 10. Bar 11, you're going to start on your index finger. The reason is that you're going to be needing to use the B flat and a D in a moment. So the finger pattern will go like this. G with the index finger, tuck your thumb under to play the A, then the B flat with your index finger, then B natural right next door with your third, 5th finger to the D, then B, and then A. So that bar 11 to 12, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so practice that section in particular nice and slowly and carefully to make sure you get the correct fingers, because you want to make sure you're playing with the correct fingers to develop the correct technique. Bar 13 is the same as bar 9 and 10. I'll just go over that again. So you're going to have your thumb back onto the G. You've got G, A, G, B flat and G, like this. Then going on to bar 14, what you need to do is move your thumb down to the E. So down 2 to the E. And the notes in bar 14 are E, G, A, B flat, G. So bar 14 sounds like this. Okay, we're almost there. Bar 15, make sure you've got your third finger to start with on the B flat. Your thumb is going to need to come back onto the G. So bar 15, the notes in it are B flat, G, A, G, B flat, G, A. So that's going to sound like this. Then the final bar, you start with your thumb and then you're going to have to hold that G on for the remainder of the bar. The other notes that you're going to be playing are the chord, first chord, which is B flat and E at the same time. And then the second chord is going to be B natural and D. So that final bar, it's going to be like this. So the trick in that final bar is to hold down that G with your thumb whilst playing those other two chords. Okay, so that's the right hand. The left hand is much easier. So the left hand, basically, it starts with your little finger on the second G below middle C. Just for your reference, this C here, this is my middle C. So you've got your little finger on the second G below middle C. Your thumb is on the D above that. First bar is the same as the third bar and bar 5. So it's quite nice to have that repetition. So those notes will be like that. So that's bar 1, bar 3 and bar 5. Bar 2, all you've got to do is shift your left thumb up one note to the E, and your index finger will fall naturally on the C there. So the notes in bar 2 are C and E. And you play that twice. I'm going to move straight on to bar 4 because you'll have done bar 3. So bar 4, your fourth finger needs to come onto this D next door to your thumb. So the notes in bar 4 are D, E, F sharp, and then you're going to tuck your thumb under to get to the D. Hang on a minute, my cat's scratching. Right, so bar 4 goes like this. And then you tuck in your thumb under there. Bar 5, as we said, are the G and the D chord. Bar 6 is the same as bar 2. Okay, bar 7, what you're going to do is keep your thumb, to start with, keep your thumb on the E, and then move your third finger onto the C sharp. The second chord of bar 7 is D and F sharp, and what you'll do is put your index finger on the D and your thumb onto the F sharp. So I would practice going from that first chord in bar 7 to the second chord in bar 7 and just get used to those finger patterns changing. Okay, so then moving on to bar 8, we've got the original chord like this. Then your thumb moves up one to the right and plays E together with your little finger G. And then you go back to the original chord of G and D. Okay, doing well. We've got bar 9 now, so this is the third line. Play the original chord twice, and then you move up to that second chord. Remember the C and the E. Then bar 10, you've got the C and the E, going back to the G and the D. End of bar 11, again G and D. Now bar 12, play that D with the thumb, and then you're going to stretch right down to the lower D with your fifth finger, and coming up like a little scale here, D, E, F sharp. So that's quite low down. Okay, so you've got that octave jump at the start of the bar, and then you play E, F sharp after that. Bar Bar 13 and 14 are exactly the same as bar 9 and 10, so that's quite nice. Okay, almost there. Bar 15, keep that E with the thumb, and you've got your C sharp with the third finger. Then the final chord of bar 15 is D and F sharp, so I would probably do 1 and 3, something like that. So thumb onto the F sharp, third finger on the D. Then the final bar is the original chord, G and D, and then you shift your thumb up one to the right onto the E for the second chord to go with the little finger G, and then the original chord of G and D to finish. Okay, so that's just a quick introduction to the piece, taking it hand separately and in sections. You go at your speed, so you can adjust the tempo, the playback speed of this video to suit you. Good luck. Let me know how you get on. Bye.